Hey, welcome everybody. Today's lesson is all about the midpoint. We'll discuss finding the midpoint of two ordered pairs, finding the mid-segment of a trapezoid, as well as the mid-segment of a triangle. But to lead things off, we're going to talk about the midpoint of two ordered pairs. We can think of the midpoint of two ordered pairs as basically like an average of the x values and an average of the y values. Here, we'll see the formula. I add my x values and divide by 2. I add my y values and divide by 2 to come up with the midpoint of those 2 points. Let's look at an example. Off to the right, I've got points A and B. Point A is the ordered pair -2, 1, and point B is the ordered pair 1, 5. To find the midpoint, I will add my x values, so -2 plus 1, and divide by 2. And then I'll add my y values, 1 and 5, and divide by 2. After I simplify, I'll be left with the midpoint. So, -2 plus 1 is -1 divided by 2, -1/2. And 1 plus 5 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So visually, you can see if we plotted this point, I go over -1/2 and up 1, 2, 3, I would end up right in the middle of my two original ordered pairs. All right, let's talk about finding a midsegment. First of all, we need to define the word. A midsegment is found by connecting the midpoints of the non-parallel sides of a trapezoid. So in the figure shown at the right, my two parallel sides are CD and AB. The midpoints of those sides are E and F. The midsegment is the segment that connects the points E and F. Along those same lines, the midsegment of a triangle is found when connecting the midpoints of two of the sides. Side CA has midpoint F, and side CB has midpoint E. This has been shown on the picture with the use of the tick marks. This shows that segment EB is equal to segment EC, meaning that E is the midpoint. All right, please flip to the back. If we are given a trapezoid, and I know the lengths of the parallel sides, I can then find the length of the midsegment by using the formula given below. So, for example, if I was given that the length of CD is 10 and the length of AB is 6, to find FE or EF, I would add 6 plus 10 and then divide by 2. 6 plus 10 is 16, divided by 2 is equal to 8. So the length of this midsegment is 8. Now, what if I was given the midsegment and not one of the other lengths? So, for example, if I knew that FE was 10, I don't know CD, but I know that AB is 6. I can set up an equation using the same formula. I know that the midsegment is 10, and now I'm looking for the length of CD. So CD plus side AB divided by 2 is equal to 10. Now, to solve, I'll multiply both sides by 2. I get 20 is equal to x plus 6. I then subtract 6 from both sides, so x is equal to 14. So, as long as you're given two sides, whether they be the parallel sides or the midsegment, you can find the missing length. Alright, the last example is the midsegment of a triangle. The formula is given below. I'm going to take half of the length of the base, and that will give me the midsegment. So for example, if I knew that AB was equal to 12, FE is equal to 1/2 of 12, or 6. Along the same lines, if I were given instead the length of FE, and let's say that's 5, I can work backwards and say that 5 is equal to 1/2 times x. I would simply multiply both sides by 2 to find out that x is equal to 10. All right, now it's your turn to do some work. Please turn in your packets to 11.7a. That's 11.7a. I want you to find the midpoint of questions 1 and 2, and then check your answers. For question 1, you should have found that the midpoint was 10, 10, and for question 2, the midpoint is 3, negative 5.5. All right, continuing on, please turn to 11.8a. Try questions 3a and 4a. When you're finished, please check your answer. For 3a, we should have found the length of mn is equal to 7.5. And for question 4, let's make sure we labeled our picture correctly. JK is 10.6, QU is 9.3, and I'm looking for length AD, so that's my variable. I would say 10.6 is equal to x plus 9.3 all over 2. I would need to multiply both sides by 2, and then I would subtract 9.3. So your final answer should be 11.9. There you have it, folks. That's all you need to know about midpoints for Chapter 11. Hope everything made sense. If not, come to class ready to ask questions.